Okay, yes, here we are. We're ready for math. We're in topic I. We are still subtracting. We're going to start with our fluency activity, which is a sprint. So numbers minus 0 and numbers minus 1. That means you need your Starry Night fluency practice book with the yellow trim. We are going to be working. It says write the missing number from each subtraction sentence. Pay attention to the equal sign. Remember, we talked about this before where the equal sign represents balance and symmetry, meaning that this side needs to match this side. So that means pay attention to your signs because the placement of it determines what kind of problem you're working on. And it is on page number 49. Notice I matched my page number to your book binding. That was intentional to help you find it. And I'm going to put 1 minute, just 1 minute on the clock. During this time, you're going to do your best. You're going to start at the top, work your way down, and if you get here in that time, you'll go start the next column, all right? So in the time it has taken me to explain the directions, you should have your things. You should be ready. If not, pause. Yes, a pencil, of course, a pencil. And I'm putting 1 minute on the clock. On your mark, get set, go. Okay, time's up. Yes, okay, so now that we've finished our work, because time is up, remember we're only doing this for a minute, it's practice. The objective is always to just do better than yourself. We're going to go ahead and check our work now, so come on. All right, yes, we're checking our work, and we're going from top to bottom. Top to bottom. If you get it right, you give yourself a check, and you get to say little tiny yes. If you get it wrong, you mark with the X and keep it moving. So 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 9, 8, 9. All right, I'm at the top of column 2, question number 16. Blank is equal to 10 minus 0. And the answer is 10. So you had to think about that, and that's okay. Blank is equal to 10 minus 1, 9. Okay. 8. Wait, hold on, let me think about this. Yep. 9 minus 1 is 8, so 8 is equal to 9 minus 1. So 6, 5, 6, 8, 0, 8, 1, 0, 0, 8, 8, 10. And see, it's okay to think about it. So yeah, go through and check your work, and all the ones you got right, write the number at the top. Good job. All right, let's go on to our application problem. Excellent, excellent work with the sprint and giving yourselves those checks and those little tiny yes. So now we're moving into our application problem. You've seen these before. It is in your Learn book, the one with the pictures titled Flower Beds in Holland. So the different flowers. Blue trim. Notice my number, page number 227. Same blue that's on the trim of your book. If you do not have this, get it. If it's not available to you, paper and pencil. So I'm going to read the problem out loud. Then you're going to pause the video, work on it for about 3 minutes, and then we'll come and we'll work on it together. All right, so the problem reads, 83 beads spill on the floor. A student picks up 1 bead. How many beads are still on the floor? Write a number bond, number sentence, and a statement to share your solution. Let me get you set up. So we're going to need a number bond. We're going to need a number sentence. So something, we don't know what operation we're performing yet. Something is equal to something. Okay, let me get you, like I said, I'm going to help you get set up. So let's figure out which operation we're performing. So 83 beads spill on the floor. A student picks up 1 bead. Okay, so did we add more beads to the floor or did we remove some from the setting? We removed some, so we are subtracting. So something, I'll like that subtraction sign. So something minus something equals something, and we're talking about beads. Okay, so that's me helping you get set up. So now you work through the problem, and then we'll come back together in a moment and solve it together. All right, excellent, excellent. I love how you're working independently and trying your best. Let's go ahead and check our work. I'm going to reread the problem now. 83 beads spill on the floor. A student picks up 1 bead. How many beads are still on the floor? Okay, so let's look at the information we have and figure out what's missing. So we know that 83 beads spilled on the floor. No, I'm not spilling 83 beads because then I have to clean it up. Okay, so we know that that is our whole. That is our total number of beads available for the situation. It is our whole. That means we can complete that portion of our number bond. We also know we're subtracting, which means we start with a whole and we take away a part to find another part. So that means our subtractions number sentence started with 83. And then it tells us that a student picks up 1 bead. This 1 bead is now not part of this pile on the floor. So how many beads were picked up? 1. Good. So that means 1 is a part, and 83 minus 1 is equal to the remaining beads. But I don't know how to subtract that big. But you do know the idea of 1 less. And if only we're taking away 1, so 1 less than 8 is 7. 1 less than 3 is 2. See how we're just taking away 1? Which means we can solve this problem. 83 minus 1 is equal to, 82, which means 82 is our missing part. And there are, so back to our directions and reading the actual question. We know that this sentence asks the question because it ends in a question mark. How many beads are still on the floor? 82 beads, this is the complete sentence answer, are still on the floor. That is the complete sentence, whole right answer. I will accept number and object, so 82 beads is acceptable for now. When you are doing a word problem, if you do not have a word answer, it's wrong. Word problems need word answers. 82 beads is not the same as 82 pencils, is not the same as 82 kitchens, is not the same as 82 pieces of bubble gum. You have to have the number and the object that we're counting. So in this case, 82 beads is our solution. All right, so let's get into it. And you should have your bracelet, your Rec and Rec bracelet that you made at the beginning of the year that we used last week. If you don't, your counters will get the job done. If you don't have that, your cubes will suffice. If you don't have any of those things, 10 of anything will help you get the job done. So let's make sure we have what we need and let's get to it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and erase now. All right, so what we're looking at today, we're looking at a number minus itself. So a number minus itself and a number minus a number less than itself. So how many beads do we have in this set? How many beads are in here? There's 10, and we know that. We don't need to count them because we know we only put 10 beads on here. And because that's how you make a group. A whole group is a group of 10. All right, so now we have our 10. Let's take 10 beads away. How many beads do we have now? Sorry, my hair is blocking your view. Oops. That's better. How many beads do we have now? 0. There are no beads. Let's look at that as a number bond. So we started with a set of 10. So 10 is our whole. We took away all 10, which leaves us with how many? 0. We were left with 0. So what is the matching number sentence to go with that? What is the matching number sentence? 10 minus 10 is equal to 0. So I have my whole, I took away all of the pieces, and I'm left with nothing. I have nothing left. All right, so let us try that again. This time, we're going to start again with 10. This time I want you to take away 9. Take away 9. You can either take away all the reds and most of the whites, or all the whites and most of the reds. I personally like taking away the reds and the whites. So if I take away 9, I did not need to count that because I know there's 10 and 1 less than 10 is 9. So how many beads does that leave me? What is left? 1. 1 is left. Good. So let's write a number sentence to show what we did. We started with a whole of 10. We took away 9 and we were left with 1 little bead. 1 little bead. And we can also depict that in our number bond because we know, based on the size of this group, for one, and the fact that we try to make groups of 10, that our whole was 10. Our initial part was 9, and we were left with the part of 1. Let's try that again with another start point, okay? This time, let's start with, set yourself up to start with 8. Knowing our partner's a 10, that means we're going to remove 2. All right, so we're starting with 8. We have 8 here, correct? We have 8. Take away 7. Remember, these ones do not exist right now. They don't exist at all, so take away 7. How many are left? 1. So anytime you have a number and you take away 1 less than that number, you're left with just 1. So let's write a number just to match that. So we said that 8 minus 7 is also equal to 1. Okay, what does that look like in a number bond? Well, we know that 8 is our whole. We know that 7 and 1 are our parts. Let's think of this as the addition math that we've been doing for the longest. So, I'll erase the number 1. 7 and 1. 8. So if I have 8 and I take 7 away, I'm left with that 1. All right, let's practice some from the book so you can write along with me. This time we're going to use your homework book. Your homework book is the one that is labeled Succeed. And the artist who designed the book cover, not who made this picture, but made the design for the book cover, chose a picture called The Bedroom. Because kind of in theory, if you think about it, under normal circumstances, you might do your homework at home, kind of likely to do it in your bedroom. So yeah, that's the book we're looking at now. And we need to go to page 141. We'll look at 141. And this is where our practice problems will come from. They'll come out of our homework. And the cool thing is I'll never do all of them. So if you still need additional practice later, you will have some available to you. I'll be thinking. So like I said, page 141, you see how in here it looks like this. And it matches what I have up there. So 141. All right, we're going to cross off the subtract. Now, we've done that before with pictures, and now we're going to do so with this image of these dots. Notice these dots look like my bracelet stretched out. It's made into a group of 10. It says cross off to subtract. And here we have a model of what that looks like. Cross off to subtract. Now the cool thing about subtracting all but one, or all, is you don't have to count each individual dot. Watch. 10 minus 10. Well, we could count them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that can get you the right answer, but it's not an efficient strategy to solve the problem. So 10 minus 10, we know we're taking away the whole. So let's cross off all of them and subtract. What's left? 0. 10 minus 10 is equal to 0. Good job. So this was a number minus a number. So the number minus the same exact number means there's nothing left. If I give you 4 pieces of candy and you eat 4 pieces of candy, there's nothing left. Okay, so our next example is n. So this is called n minus 1. I know that sounds really fancy, but what it really means is a number minus a number that is 1 less. So if it's 1 less, 9 minus 8 being our example here, we're going to take away 8. Okay, we'll start here. We know this is the 5 group. 6, 7, 8. Boom. Because we're looking for efficiency. We want efficient strategies. We don't need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. However, if you do to check your work, that's okay too. This is why we have these different strategies to learn and utilize them. So when we can have to take a step back to make sure we're understanding what we're doing going forward. The old strategy is never bad. It's just we're going to learn ways to make it better. So 9 minus 8 we see is equal to, my marker will be visible, 1. 9 minus 8 is equal to 1. All right, let's do a couple more practice problems, and then I'll let you get to work on your own. All right, so continuing on this same page, we're looking at a couple of different options. This one tells us that 0 is equal to blank minus 7. Well, the difference is they did not give us a picture here. But if you notice, the way they set this problem up, they arranged it where it is part is equal to whole minus part. That is how this problem is set up. So right now, the way it is presented, we are missing the whole. But if we're missing the whole, that means we know the 2 parts. So that means our parts are 7 and 0. What is 7 and 0 more? 7. Our missing whole is 7. So let's read this. 0 is equal to 7 minus 7. Is 0 the same as 7 minus 7? Yes, they match. They're balanced. They have the same value. They are equal. And that is what you want when you're making a number sentence. All right, our next one reads 6 minus blank equals 1. 6 minus blank equals 1. Well, for this problem, we are given the whole. We know that we're going to take away a part and it will equal the other part. Well, if I started with 6 and I took away and I'm left with 1, well, how many did I take away? Let's draw to find this one out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know they start with solids and go to empties, but I start with empties and go to solids when I'm drawing because it saves on the supplies. It's just a way to save your materials. And we know we took away an unknown number and we're left with 1. Well, let's cross out, and so we're left with just 1. Oh, look. Now my picture matches my number synthesis. I took away, and I'm left with 1. How many did I take away? 5. Yes. 6 minus 5 is equal to 1. If you don't believe me, check it out with your bracelet or your counters. All right, this time we're going to draw pictures, definitely. That's what our directions tell us to do. We're going to follow directions. 9 minus is equal to 1. I'm going to look at my model, and I'm going to use this opportunity to practice drawing pictures that go up and down. Because our goal is that we will make pictures resembling our cubes that are in a group that go up and down, because we'll transition. So we go from this way, to this way, to this way, to just a stick. But we'll learn about that stick way, way later. So 9 minus is equal to 1. Let's draw our vertical picture, which means up and down to show. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 minus an unknown number is equal to 1. 9 is our whole, 1 is our remaining part, and we have a missing part. We will again, as we did here, cross off, leaving just 1 left. See how I didn't need to count this? Because I know I'm just going to leave 1 with no mark. What I need to find out is how many that I marked through. Well, let's use our 5 group rule to count. So 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 minus 8 is equal to 1. All right, one more sample problem. Let's read it as it is presented to us. 0 is equal to 8 minus, okay, this is another situation where they wrote it as the part is equal to the whole minus a missing part. The part is equal to the whole minus the missing part. Again, we're going to practice with those up and down pictures. We're drawing our whole of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We know how many are left when we're done. 0. So let's cross them off, leaving nothing left. How many did we cross out? We crossed out all 8. We crossed out all 8. So 0 is equal to 8 minus 8. Is 0 equal to 8 minus 8? Do they match? Are they balanced? Yes, they do match. They are balanced. So 8 minus 8 is equal to 0, or 0 is equal to 8 minus 8. Those all come from the same number box. All right, excellent practice. Now it's time for you to do a few on your own. Time for you to do some on your own. And that puts you back in your blue, where is it? Yeah, your blue labeled Learn book. Page number, it starts on 229. It is front and back, so you do need to flip over into the back side. You're going to work on this for 10 minutes or less. If you finish early, great. But you have to work on it for about 10 minutes. Then when you're done, you'll be able to complete your exit ticket. Now, your exit ticket is on the next slide. It's in the Nearpod. That this is how you submit your work to me. This is what I need to see. I need to see this completed in the Nearpod. So you're going to use the Draw It tool to indicate your pictures and your answers. It says make 5 group drawings to show the subtraction. And you're going to turn that into me. And I will give you feedback on the work that you provide. And if you accidentally submit it blank, I'll send it back to you incomplete and give you another opportunity to complete the work. But that's all I have for you today. And so I'll see you later. Bye.